Okay, so if you've been on LinkedIn lately and feel like you're just shouting into the void, yeah, you're not alone. Something has fundamentally, deeply changed. And this isn't just a little tweak, we're talking a complete rewrite of the rules. So let's dive in, because what worked for you last year, it's officially broken. We're going to crack the code on LinkedIn's brand new 2026 algorithm.
And when I say broken, I really mean it. 60%. That is the massive, staggering drop in organic reach for company pages. And get this, it's also the penalty your post gets just for daring to include an external link. So the platform that was built on driving traffic is now basically walling its garden. I mean, this one number, it's the earthquake that just reshaped the entire landscape.
Right. So that leads us to the big question, the million-dollar question, doesn't it? If the old playbook has been tossed in the trash, what actually moves the needle today? How do you get seen, get heard, and actually get results in this brand new world? Well, that is exactly what we are going to break down right now.
So first up, we've got to wrap our heads around the scale of this thing. This isn't just an update, it is a full-on reset. Your old strategy isn't just underperforming a little bit, it's actually being penalized by this new system. Let's get into why.
I mean, look at this. The difference between then and now is it's night and day. Before, it was all about your company page, right? You'd use external links to your blog, and maybe you'd use a little engagement bait. The whole asking, agree, just to get some likes. Now, it is the complete polar opposite. The focus is squarely on personal profiles. External links are like poison for your reach, and the algorithm is finally smart enough to reward the depth of engagement, not just mindless clicks. And this quote, man, it just says it all, right? This isn't some temporary glitch or a little test that LinkedIn is running. It's a fundamental, structural realignment of the entire platform. They are deliberately changing what the platform is for and who gets rewarded. This is the new normal.
Okay, so if the old game is over, we need to learn the rules for the new one. Let's meet the new algorithm, figure out exactly how it thinks, because once you understand the mechanics, well, that's when you can start to win.
Okay, if there's one thing you need to get, it's this, the depth score. This is basically the new brain of the algorithm. It's not just counting likes anymore, oh no. It's actually measuring how long people spend reading your post. It's analyzing comments to see if they're thoughtful, multi-sentence discussions. It values a share way more than a simple reaction. So here's the bottom line. It's not about stopping the scroll anymore. It's about holding their attention.
So here's how the whole thing plays out, step by step. First, a quick quality check. It's hunting for spam and that generic AI fluff. Then comes the most critical part, the golden hour. For the first 60 minutes, your post gets a little audition with a small piece of your network. Their engagement in that first hour decides everything. If you get quality stuff, deep comments, thoughtful shares, you pass the test. And boom, you get sustained distribution for up to 3 days. But if you fail that audition, your post is basically dead on arrival. Gone.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to think about it. That first hour isn't just the start of your post's journey, it's the audition that decides if it even gets a journey. You've got 60 minutes to prove to the algorithm that your content is valuable enough to show to more people. Nail the audition, and you get the starring role.
Okay, so we know the rules. What's the biggest strategic shift you need to make right now? It's actually really simple. LinkedIn has decided it's a platform for people, not for logos. The future is founder-led, it's expert-led, it's human-led.
And this chart? Wow, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at the real estate in your feed. A whopping 65% of the content you see comes from personal profiles. In company pages, they get a tiny 5% sliver. The algorithm is literally designed to prioritize individual human voices over corporate broadcasts. If you're still putting all your energy into your company page, you're fighting for scraps. Still not convinced? Check out this number. 561%. That is how much further a post reaches when it's shared by one of your employees versus just being posted on the company page. I mean, that's not a small difference. It's a massive systemic advantage. Your people, they are your best distribution channel, period.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple truth. We connect with, and we trust, other people, way more than we trust faceless brands. The algorithm didn't create that reality. It just finally caught up to it.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the tactics. We know the strategy is people first, but what do you actually, post? The answer lies in what's called the document native playbook. This is the format that is absolutely crushing it right now.
And this is a bit of an insider secret, something that can give you a huge edge. While everyone else is still debating text versus video, the real hidden opportunity is in native documents. You might know them as carousels. Why? Because they keep people on the platform, and they rack up that all-important depth score as people swipe through the slides. The reach is it's astronomical compared to everything else. And the best part? You don't need to be some graphic design wizard to do this. Just think about what you can share that's genuinely valuable. A one-page framework you use with clients, a case study breakdown with real hard numbers, maybe a quick summary of some research you did. It could even be a simple checklist or a how-to guide. The key is just to create something substantive that people will actually want to read, and maybe even save for later.
And look, the numbers don't lie. The average engagement rate for a document or carousel post is 6.6%. That blows video out of the water, and it's miles ahead of a simple text-only post. The algorithm loves this format, and it's clear the audience does too. This is where you should be putting your creative energy.
Okay, last piece of the puzzle. We got to talk about how you actually measure success. Because look, if the game has changed, the scoreboard has to change too. The old vanity metrics aren't just useless anymore, they're actively misleading.
So on one side, you've got the old-school vanity metrics, obsessing over likes, impressions, follower count. The new playbook? It's all about metrics that actually point to real business. How many people who saw your post actually clicked on your profile? How many real, substantive, conversation-starting comments did you get? And the big one, how much actual business pipeline did your activity generate?
And hey, if you're skeptical that this stuff actually leads to pipeline, just look at this number. For every single dollar spent on LinkedIn ads, the median B2B company generates $5.21 in pipeline. That is just an incredible return.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, but that's for paid ads. And you're right, but the lesson here is universal. It proves what the B2B audience on LinkedIn is actually there for. They are there to make business decisions. They value content that leads to real business impact. So your organic strategy needs to be aimed squarely at that same goal. Stop chasing likes, start chasing conversations that actually lead to customers.
So that's the new landscape. The new LinkedIn isn't about hacks or shortcuts. It's not about trying to game an algorithm. It's about rewarding genuine expertise over cheap engagement bait. It's about substance and depth and real human connection. The platform has finally been redesigned to reward the people who show up to teach, to share, and to provide real value. So the only question left is, are you ready to share yours?